Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Happy New Year. Are you going to camp? Are you guys going to camp? You're going to camp? Very cool. Okay, there's a teen camp, and Brennan is going to talk about that later, and that's none of my business, but I just thought I would mention it. So, how is your new year going?
Excellent.
Excellent? Wonderful? Fabulous? Better than expected? Incredible? No?
It's okay.
It's okay? It's not bad, right? Just okay? All right, did something seismic happen in your life between the last day of 2016 and the first day of 2017?
I woke up.
That's about all. You woke up, but it wasn't seismic. There wasn't because if you noticed, everybody was waiting for 2017, like with bated breath. They couldn't focus. It was like, please let 2016 be over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's let it go. Please let it go. Please let it go. 2017 is going to be the year. And I'm like, the year of what? 2016 was going to be your year. So was 2015, 2014. All the 20 everythings was going to be your year. And for some people, the 19 everythings was going to be their year. And, every year we do this thing where we think, okay, January 1st, the magic thing is going to happen. I'm going to flip the date on the calendar, and everything is going to change, right? And, that's a lovely thought if you're wired that way and you can actually get up and say, today's the day that I change everything, and then you start changing everything in your life. Great. And if you are wired that way, I'm really happy that that's a talent and gift that you have. And I hope you're using it and utilizing it to be really great and to really change your life. Now the topic for service is jump in and keep your agreement with your soul. So, don't even ask me where it came from or why, and it came really early this time, and so I think I emailed Reverend Alex or sent her a message like 2 weeks ago going, here's the topic, right? And you were shocked. And so I sort of put the topic out there and I just left it in the universe because the question that I was addressing, I guess that was coming up in me is, what is the agreement that I have with my soul? What does that mean? Do I have an agreement with my soul? And the question is then, if I do have an agreement, am I honoring the agreement with my soul? So we're going to go back a little bit to the beginning, right? The beginning is that we're created out of greatness. We're created in the image and likeness of that which created us. The power and presence of God that breathes in each one of us has created us. That means that we are created out of the very source and substance of God. Wow, that's a big thing. So I'm created in the image and likeness. All the religions and faiths agree that we're created in the image of that which created us. And we all agree that that thing is called God, right? And so we all agree that we're created in it. So if this is our agreement, generally speaking, then the question is, what am I created from? If I'm created in the image and likeness of God, and God is creator, right? And I think Heather talks about this sometimes when she's here. She talks about the whole aspect of prayer and the recognizing God, right? So when we recognize that God is the creator, but also the creation itself, because if there was no thing and God created all things out of its own self, then all things are created out of the very substance of God. So we know, therefore, then that means you don't even need to be brilliant, right? To go from all things created in image and likeness of God, created out of God. Oh, wow, that means I'm created out of God. What that means, my life, my body temple, my thought process, my soul, every atom in my being is created out of the substance of God itself. Whoa. That's some heavy stuff, right? If you really sit with it. So if I'm created out of the substance of God itself, let's go back. What is God? God is creator. God is greatness. God is the law of the universe. God is the substance that sustains all things, that nourishes all things, nurtures all things. It's breathing me as I'm breathing it. It is the very activity of my breathing, because while I can regulate, if I breathe deeply or if I take some shallow breaths, really I cannot actually breathe myself. So all of that is what I am. Okay, so why am I here? And what did I come to do? So we look around the world, we look around the universe, and we see beauty, thriving, prosperity. We see health unfolding, goodness. We see people growing, we see things growing, we see evolution. Oh, so maybe that's what I'm here to do, is to be beauty, to be light, to be love, to be prosperity, to be prosperous, to thrive, to live fully, to bring whatever gift it is that came through in my soul DNA to the planet, and bring it with such chutzpah that it is like the coolest thing ever, that when I unleash it, everything around me changes because I've unleashed my own greatness. That is what I'm here to do. So maybe when my soul came through, the agreement that my soul made was to be all that I was born to be. And if I am here, every single one of us is here, to be all that we were born to be great, to be incredible, to be magnificent. If we are all here to be that, then our agreement with our soul is to be the very best of everything that we are. Now I just said, right? We are the image and likeness of God. We are the substance of God. We are the very creator and creation itself. Every aspect of our beingness came out of the very presence of God. That means that everything that I am is here in greatness. There is no part of me that's small, that's little, that's not good enough, that's not capable, that's only here to do one thing, because I'm great. You're great. We're all great. Magnificent, talented, gifted, intelligent. We are here to be prosperous. So how do I keep that in my life? What is my soul contract? If I'm here to thrive and to prosper and to unfold my greatness, what do I need to do to keep my agreement, to keep my soul contract? Because you know a contract is a binding agreement that you are held to and required to accomplish. So you're either going to accomplish it willingly, or you're going to be dragged along the way until it's accomplished. So the question is, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to grow painfully and drag yourself through every single process? Or are you going to choose to say, you know what? All right, I see this process. I feel this process coming through me, and I'm going to take it head on. And it might be painful, and sometimes it may be debilitating, and I might not be able to move. Sometimes I may feel frozen. Sometimes I may feel overwhelmed. But I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I'm going to keep moving through this process, growing through this process. Because, you know, in Scripture, the biblical Scripture, it says, there is a 23rd Psalm, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. It never said, yea, though I went and pitched a tent and moved in. It never said, yea, though I go to the valley of the shadow of death and built a condo, or built a teepee, or built an igloo and decided to stay there. It said, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no ill. I will fear no ill. So I am going through ill. I'm having experiences. My soul contract says, walk through it. Go through it. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to move in. You don't have to pay rent. Just go through it, okay, and move through it to the other side. Because when you go through the valley, eventually you're going to get where? To the mountain peak. And then all you have to do is one foot in front of the next and climb and step up your game and keep moving. And before you know it, you're on the peak. But you cannot choose to. A lot of people choose to move into the valley of the shadow of death. And whatever your valley of the shadow of death is, you know it because you've been there. I've been there. We've all been there, right? You go through it, and they decide, okay, I made it out. I'm at the foot of the mountain. I'm going to take 2 steps up the mountain. Woo, I can see some sunlight. I'm staying right here. I feel safe again. Well, that's not honoring your soul's call because you're not thriving, right? You're stuck. You're not moving forward. You're not continuing the process of growing. You're not allowing your life to unfold. You're not allowing yourself to live fully. So you take these little teensy-weensy steps. And sometimes teensy-weensy steps are good. But sometimes you got to know when to leap, when to run, and when to just full on go full speed ahead into the life that is waiting for you, the life that is calling you. You have to know when. It's okay to stop, catch your breath, but you got to keep moving. Because the process, if you look around the universe, the process of life is always unfolding. Right now we're in the dead of winter, or so it feels, right? And everything has slowed down. You know, especially my beloved trees, they've all kind of gone into slumber because it's their time to rejuvenate. And it's their time to, you know, re-up and get some rest, right? Because they got a lot of work to do when they come back out to bloom and provide food and provide shelter and clean the air for us and all of this stuff. But they are still, even in the winter, doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're hibernating and getting back there to resuscitating and re-energizing so that they can come back in the spring full speed ahead, doing what they're here to do. They're going to bloom and blossom and bear leaves, and they're going to do all this great stuff, right? Everything in nature is always growing. If you're not growing, you're not honoring your soul's call. And this year, since we're all at the beginning of our, you know, wonderful calendar year, this year, make a decision, right, to get up and live. Make a decision to do more than you've ever done before, to be more than you've ever been before, to be greater than you've ever been before, to tap into your own soul and unleash it. Make a decision to open up and live fully. Because what the heck? Do you want to wait till you get to the end and look back and go, dang, I wish I had. Oh my goodness, I wish I had loved her more, loved him more, drawn that picture, painted that gift. I wish I had started that company. I wish I had taught that song or sung that song or played that instrument or wrote that poem. I wish I had taken that job. I wish I had flown to that country. I wish I had. Nobody wants to get to the end with to I wish I had. You have right now, so get down, get with it. Get into right now and honor what is calling you. Every time you feel a desire inside of your soul calling you, it is calling you because your soul is saying, come on, let's go. You get this thought process in your head. Oh, one day I would like to travel to Brazil. One day I'd like to travel to Brazil. One day I'd like to travel to Brazil. You can say that for 20 years and never go to Brazil. And then die. And what's the point of, I wish I had, no, I'm just clear. I'm very straight when it comes to stuff like that. This is life or death. It really is. Life is a life or death proposition. Please feel free to quote me. Life is a life or death proposition. You're either living or you're dying. Pick one. It really is that simple. You cannot just sit around because the cells are going to die. The mind is not going to be as sharp anymore if you don't use it. You won't be able to, your muscles will atrophy. Real story, my kid broke her arm, right? Broke her arm, she walks around with her arm like this for 4 weeks. The muscles started to get atrophied and started to tighten up. The tendons started to tighten up because she wasn't using them. That's how everything in life works. So now she gets it out the cast, and she can't stretch it all the way yet. So she has to exercise it every day. Sometimes we have to exercise it for her. You know, but she has to exercise it every day so that the muscles will grow back to where they're supposed to be. It's the same in your life. If you don't use your mind, it's dying. It's rotting in your head. That's what's happening. The thinking process is you're rotting in your mind. If you don't use your muscles, if you don't get up and exercise every day and really use the lungs and let those body organs do what they're supposed to do, you really are just slowly dying. It may not be as evident to you because you can get up and go to work every day, but the truth is if you're not utilizing all of your gifts, all of your talents, everything that you are, it's just dying. It's dwindling away. So choose today to be youthful. Choose today to become willing, to be available for all that you have come to be. So what have you come to be? Some of us don't know because we've never taken the time to stop and say, what am I here to do? And I promise you it's not one thing, it's not your job. I promise you that there is so much more to you than the job, than the language that you teach, than the students that you teach, than the career, than the things that you fix, than the sales that you do, than the music that you write. I promise you that in the music that you're writing, there is so much more, the gift of joy and love and light that you're giving to others, that should be your driving force. that I am writing songs, not just because I'm gifted. I am writing songs because I want to make the whole world sing. And you write from that place. You teach from that place. You walk into your job and you say, I am going to work today because I want to participate in the entire universe, and what I am doing matters. If I am fixing a car, the person that's going to drive it gets to go to work and perform their job. They get to drive well. Everybody gets to move along, and we get to be in the process. And so what I do is not just fix a car. What I do is I'm helping someone to not just go to work, but to provide food for their children, to pay their rent, to participate in the larger picture of the universe. So when I go to court or wherever I go to do my work, I know that everything that I'm doing is causing a ripple effect out into the world. That when I help a mother with her child, or I help a father with his child, that I am creating a world that works for everyone. That I am standing up and I am showing up and I'm allowing people to get services so that they can thrive and prosper and grow. That when I work one-on-one with a client, I am helping one of my clients, my coaching clients, to tap into their soul and to bring their own gift and unleash their own gift onto the planet. So what is your soul call? What are you here to do? I shared this before. I'm not sure if I shared it here, but I actually have a purpose statement for my life. You know when you go to college or you go to a career center and they tell you to write a purpose statement? And so your purpose statement then is, what do I want to be when I grow up, when you're in college? Or the career center is, what kind of job do I want to do? And so you usually write a job that says, I want to work in sales and help people purchase homes across the region. Or I want to, people write those kinds of purpose statements. So what I'm inviting you today to do is take that skill and write a purpose statement for your life. What is your purpose? Tap back into the soul's call. Tap back into your vision for your life. And lean into the question, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What do I want my life to be about? What value do I want to bring to the planet? What value do I want to bring to others? Do I want to bring love? Do I want to bring prosperity? Do I want to bring kindness? Do I want to bring inclusivity? Do I want to bring diversity? What value do I want to bring? And am I willing to participate in having it unfold? So you write a purpose statement for your life and you decide, what is it? My purpose statement for my life is that I am here and I choose to help others unfold their own lives and live to their highest possible good. So with that being my purpose statement, everything that I do sits on that foundation. And that's my contract with my soul. That means that I help people thrive, and I exude what I believe. So if I'm going to help you thrive, I have to thrive. If I'm going to help you prosper, I have to prosper. I have to be a demonstration of that which I say. And so every day I work on my own self. I do my own inner work. I do my own prayer work. I do my own meditation. I get up and dust my knees off because I have tripped and fallen yet again. But I keep going. But I keep going, and I don't allow myself to ever be in a place where my posture is, oh, what's the point? There is no point. I keep going, and I walk through how I feel, and I walk through my valley, and I get to my mountain peak. Because I really like the mountain peaks. The mountain peaks are a lot of fun. The valley, you have a lot of lessons, but the mountain peaks are so much fun. They're a blast when you get there and you have accomplished and achieved, and you look around and you're thinking, wow, look at my life. I just created this great thing out of nothing. When you think about it, you create your life out of nothing. You focus your intention and you start heading in the direction that you want, that you have in your purpose statement. So create a purpose statement for your life. And then decide to become willing. Decide to become willing to do a little bit more today than you did last month. If you're going to use the calendar, and if you're going to make this 2017 thing matter and this New Year thing matter, choose to do a little bit more than you did last month. A little more exercise. Eat a little better. Sleep more. I'm working on that one. Do a little bit more with your life this time around than you did before. Read something that feeds your soul, that feeds your mind, that causes you to think. what does that mean? Read something that takes you to another level and bring yourself there. Be willing. Be willing to grow through, and then be willing to awaken your soul, to awaken to the truth of all that is. And there's so many ways here to do this. In our community and in communities like this across the planet, we use a process called life visioning, which is what Reverend Alex was saying I would talk about a little bit. We use a process called life visioning. It was invented by or created by Michael Bernard Beckwith, because he just honors his soul contract, and whatever comes through him, he just unleashes it on the planet and changes all our lives, because we're like, oh, check this new thing out. That's how, and that's my teacher. That's where I want to be, always unleashing the gift that comes through me, not holding on to it, not squandering it, and not letting it die with me. So when it comes up, right, the life visioning process will allow you to really focus on, why am I here? What am I choosing to do? What is God's highest idea for my life? What is, in other words, what is the soul contract that I have come into the world with? And how am I going to honor it? What gifts, what tools, what talents do I have that will help me to achieve this vision for my life? And then you look at, I already have these things. What other things do I need? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to release? And so today, after service, we're going to be doing a life visioning process, and we're going to do vision boards because they're fun. Mine are in the car. I'm going to go bring them in. But I have some already from last year and one that I did, but they're, we're going to use magazines and glue and scissors and colored pens, and we're going to create our own life vision board out of the life visioning process for 2017 and ignite the vision. So if you're here, I invite you to stay. The workshop starts at 12:30. It's a love offering, so don't freak out if you think, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have enough money. It's a love offering. It means that whatever you have that you can lovingly and generously give for the process, we invite you to be here and to do that. There are other ways for you to also, in this community, unleash your vision and unleash your soul's call and become in alignment with your soul contract. The class that starts next week is called Self-Mastery, and you can sign up for that. It's a 10-week class. It's really going to run 11 weeks because one Sunday I'm not here. But it's a 10-week class that allows you to go within and look at, how do I master myself? How do I master my thought process? How do I master my actions? And it's not about becoming like a kung fu master or anything like that. Although that's the vision I get whenever I say the word mastery. Although it's sort of the same thing, but about your mind, about yourself, about your direction in your life. So this class is really for anyone who feels that they're sort of spinning away, toiling away, not really focused, not really lasered in. It's also for people who want to get more lasered in their lives about, what am I doing, what direction am I taking? I already know what I want to do. I want some tools to help me to really master the things that I would like to have unfold in my life. And so we invite you to, ask questions about that after service and come and join us for some of this unfolding, and come and join us in keeping your agreement with your soul, because that is the purpose you're here. The purpose you're here is the agreement you made when you came in. The purpose for your being here is so that you can be your highest and best expression of yourself and of that which created you. Because if you are created in the image and likeness of God, then you are an expression of God itself. An expression of God as Alex, an expression of God as Tanya, an expression of God as all of us right here and right now. So I'm inviting you to become that expression, to become that whole self, and to get up off your butt and start living your life. Thank you. Peace and blessings.